Alrighty.
Alright, here we go. Intro. Hello, everyone. My name is NoOneInParticuler. I am here taking over ImmersiFiles again, and we are here with Mr. Grump, the Dungeon Master for the Immersiverse AU D&D campaign upload. How are you
Hello.
doing?
Doing pretty well.
Alright. So, let's get into it. Upload. So, what is that for our audiences who may not know?
Well, it's a D&D campaign set in another version of the Immersiverse. Mainly because we do conflict with the canon at some points, so couldn't really go in the main one. D&D is a tabletop RPG where people create characters. One person's a DM, who is basically the person telling them what's going on, and you roll dice to figure out what happens.
Very nice, very nice. So, Immersiverse D&D, tell me about that. So, oftentimes the most creative input people can have in the Immersiverse is if they're directly involved with writing the script, or sometimes they're limited to like a sign up of their OC, and the most they can put is like a short backstory, maybe some lore, and sometimes the series writer will incorporate that. So you let people just kind of control a character. So tell me about that, kind of like the creative freedom, kind of like letting people have more control over their characters and their inputs in the story.
Yeah, basically it means that there's a lot more improvisation involved because, like, I can't plan what the players are gonna do. Like, I did not plan for the party to go to Scratch HQ. I didn't plan for, there other stuff. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that's one of the bigger cases. So another thing I didn't plan was the party taking Squire. These are just things I end up having to improvise on the fly, but it makes it just a lot more memorable.
Yeah, D&D can be pretty well summarized as organized chaos, and you definitely pointed out that's been true of Upload so far. But
Oh yeah.
oh, sorry. But on that
That's
note,
all.
I should just stop talking, man, and just let you. So, but on that note, is the story going where you want it to? Have there been challenges? There have definitely been detours, but
I mean, for the most part, things are going the direction I want them to. No one that I have needed for the story later has died yet, so that's nice. I mean, other than that, there isn't really any big ways you could derail the story so far. Unless you're just gonna end up steering the hotel in a different direction all of a sudden. I mean...
all right. I know. Gotta write down some plans for the next session then. Who needs Pico Mundo? Just steer it straight to the ocean. So,
I mean, if you steer it straight into the ocean, I will throw a kraken at you without hesitation.
that just makes it more fun. What's life without a little spice? So, what's been your favorite part of running the upload campaign so far?
Honestly, I just really like seeing all the art people do. It's just really cool to see characters drawn way better than I could have drawn them. And it's just cool to see what people come up with.
Yeah, fan art's really fun. You're primarily on Artfight and Unveil, right?
Yeah.
Have you posted all the upload characters there, even ones that haven't been released yet?
That is correct.
Alright, everyone, so if you want upload spoilers, just go ahead, find Mr. Grump's Unveil page.
Luckily, in terms of info about the characters, some characters don't have as much written about them on there as others, because spoilers. But you can at least look at them.
Speaking of characters, who's your favorite character so far? Like, NPC you've created, NPC that other people have created, or...
So far, my favorite NPC I've created is Hyena. She's had a just really good response from people. So it's cool to see. And then in terms of favorite NPC other people have made, I would say off the top of my head probably clubs. Mainly because I have a fun idea for what to do with him later in the next hotel session.
Very nice, very nice. I don't suppose you're gonna tell me that what that idea is, are you?
I mean, I can say, like, at least the bare minimum about it, it is going to be a boss fight with him.
Whoa.
Other than that, I'm not gonna say much.
So we got a beef with clubs and Lady Luck at least.
Yep.
I don't have enough strength for that.
And yet you've succeeded the majority of your strength checks so far.
I think that's just because other people have been failing them.
Yeah.
My luck is
it
off
helps.
the charts.
Yeah. It helps that none of the player characters are using strength-based classes.
Yeah, dedicated fighter and upload when. Need more players. So, most of your players are heads. Do you wish there were more non-head players, or you're fine with that because we accidentally just kind of tell you all the secrets because we kind of forget we're not in the production server?
I mean, I kind of forget the stuff I'm told anyways, so it evens out.
Fading
Like,
in.
the amount of times I've had to, like, double-check my DMs for info about player characters when I should be writing it down is humorous.
So, making your own lore. As we know, like you said, uploads in an AU, it deviates from the canon multiple times. Do you kind of wish that it could fit within the canon, or you're happy that it deviates a lot and you're able to have more creative freedom with that? You're able to include more characters, you're able to explore more plot points, or what do you think?
I mean, I wish it could fit in the main timeline, and it doesn't say that, like, new versions that do fit in the lore could be made later, but I also like having the creative freedom, and it just kind of lets everybody throw things at a wall and see what sticks without it affecting the main story.
You think you'd want to upload into like a new medium, like a series, a audiobook, or something like that, or you just you like this D&D like creative play style?
I think a new medium would be cool, preferably something interactive like a game adaptation or something, just so that other people can experience the adventure for themselves instead of just kind of experiencing the same thing the exact same way, just looked at differently.
When are we getting the upload DLC for Scratchland?
I don't know.
You have to talk to James before he retires.
Yeah. Or one of us could just remix one of the Scratchland games and do it anyway.
I don't know, man, that code scares me. I'm in the dev server and they're posting screenshots and they're like, I think the code's broken. I'm like, I don't understand a singular word of this.
Yeah, I mean, my laptop can barely even load the games. That's why I haven't really been able to play the, 2 and onward. Like, I've started some of them, but then my laptop eventually reloads the page and I have to start all over, and then I just get sad.
Do you have the desktop app?
I do not.
You should consider getting it. It runs the projects way better than like the web version of Turbo Warp.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that.
Right. So, there's been multiple one-shot campaigns announced within the upload server. What do you think of those? Is it refreshing getting to be a player rather than DMing? Do you think it's cool seeing other people add on to your story? Or?
Yeah, it's great being a player since I only DM at my school's D&D club, and I often DM when I'm just playing with some of my real-life friends, and so it's refreshing, and I do like seeing the additions, especially because I am not really good at making like a cohesive world in terms of making a story. Like, I mean, like in the player-only channels, there was the whole discussion about like what alteration is in this world, and I'm just kind of like, he's there too. Like because I just have a hard time definitively deciding some things, so it's cool to see other people step in for a bit.
Yeah. Running a one-man show can be kind of tiring. And from a guy who's been doing it for like 6 years.
Yeah, maybe you should bring some other people in.
Yeah, that's the plan. They're bringing new blood. So on that note of like having other people kind of like fill in the gaps for you, Soul's contributed a lot to the series. She's done a lot of the whole Immersiverse YouTube channel shorts section is all her and all upload stuff. She has almost as many player characters or NPCs as you. She's done the thumbnails for at least half the sessions, and I think she's redoing some of them. So part of it could be because you two are the only ones to get an AU up and running so far, but what's it like working so closely with another head like that, especially one who's so involved in the project?
It's been really good so far. I mean, like, sometimes she'll message me with an idea, then I'll get an idea from that and say, then we'll just sort of spitball back and forth. And then it's also a bit difficult because, I mean, with some plot twists planned in the adventure, I can't say everything I come up with, which I find great difficulty with. If I don't know where I'm going with that. But I have a hard time not spoiling things, so it makes it a bit difficult to try to filter stuff. But yeah, it's been going pretty well.
Behold, Mr. Grump, the information curse. You have a cool thing, but you can't wait until the cool thing releases, so you just want to tell people.
It's especially difficult with upload because the amount of scheduling problems. So it ends up taking forever to even just finish the normal stuff that people know are gonna happen before, like, oh my goodness, there's still so much to go because we have Pickamundo to get through, and then you have to find the second Elder Sprite, which will probably take just as long, and then you have to finally end up beating Trojan eventually, which will probably take just as long as that, and oh my god, there's a lot that has to happen, and it's so slow.
It's like fast travel.
Yeah, but I keep coming up with cool ideas to happen in between things, so then I just go, well, yeah, we're just gonna travel now. You walk for a while, and a thing happens on the way there.
Was Hilbert like that? Was that like a impromptu thing, or what? I know Scratch HQ was, but...
So, the Hilbert, I knew I had to figure out some way to get, especially after you started heading to Scratch HQ, I had to think of some sort of quicker way to get you to Pickamundo. So I had come up with the idea of a flying hotel, then coincidentally, Beats signs up with a hotel NPC, and it just fell into place very nicely.
Those kinds of things happen often, kind of like, you have one idea, and you're like, oh, I'm not too sure about it, and then like a player comes in with like an NPC or like a player character, they're like, guys, I have this idea, I don't know what to do with it though, and you're like, oh, well, lucky for you.
Oh yeah, like with Hyena, for example, she was just gonna be a generic henchman for Trojan, but then Soul had some certain plot hooks in her backstory that I just went, oh, she'll fit nicely right there. And yeah, it's just...
Wouldn't it be crazy if Hyena was Serval's sister? That would just be crazy.
Yeah, it would be totally unforeseen.
So, with the 1 year anniversary coming up, I think, when was session 1? I don't remember. The 1 year anniversary is coming up. So, how did uploads start? Where'd you get the idea for it?
I was actually watching a sort of let's play of the Power Rangers RPG, and it was a certain let's play called Power Rangers Hyperforce, and basically it's canon to the main Power Rangers timeline, and then my brain just kind of went from there and went, oh, I wonder what if other things had canon TTRPG Let's Plays. So my brain immediately went to the Immersiverse for some reason, and the idea just kind of went from there.
How much of the campaign did you have planned out when you like first announced it, or were you just like, oh, D&D, we'll figure it out as we go along?
When I first announced it, I only had like an early character design for Hyena and also Trojan's character design done. Like, originally, I'm pretty sure I gave Hyena blue hair. Yeah. But Trojan was exactly the same. He had his shield, he had his sword, and all that. But then Squire didn't exist until like a few days before the first session.
How did that first session go, you think? Did we hit all the marks, or do we derail drastically from what you were planning?
Oh no, I think that's the one session where everything went as exactly how I planned it. Like, people mucked about for a bit, they fought some mobsters, and then explored a bit.
Very nice. So good to see we're doing some things right at least.
Well, you're always doing things right. There's not really wrong answers in D&D. Unless you're, like, doing just deplorable things that shouldn't even be done in real life or something, then everything is right.
I think, I don't know how to tell you this, I think combat and beating people up generally frowned upon in society. Oh, you're so right. You're so right. No, it's not, because I rolled for initiative and I rolled highest.
Yeah, but they were gonna hurt you. So preemptive self-defense.
Officer, what is this aggravated assault nonsense? I only know preemptive self-defense.
Officer, look, I could just tell he was going to hit me.
Officer, in my client's defense, he did look at him funny.
Yeah, Your Honor, my client, you see, the other man blew raspberries at him, so, I mean, it was just inevitable.
Your Honor, my client was viciously assaulted with a verbal na-na-na-boo-boo, you can't get me. What was my client supposed to do? Clearly violence was the only other form, the only option there. Right. Just like a D&D campaign, we are getting dramatically off track. You have sequel plans. Well, you pretty much said, like, Trojan is probably going to be defeated because if he doesn't, the world ends. So, you have sequel plans. You want to continue the upload verse? Do you want to step back and try to find a way to fit it into the canon, or are you going to continue to expand on the upload universe? What's the plan there?
I think I do, like, plan on hinting at, like, possibility for a sequel, but I probably won't actually do, like, a proper sequel adventure. Maybe, like, just a few, like, one-shots here and there with the original characters. But, other than that, probably just expand on things by adapting up the events of upload into other things.
Circle back a little bit. You said for a potential adaptation, you'd be interested in like a interactive game, right?
Yes.
So you're very community oriented, I think, because you started off with like, oh, it's a D&D campaign. D&Ds are very community based. You need players to input things. You're bringing people in, right? And then with the interactive game, you'd want to bring people in. Like you said yourself, you'd want people to experience the adventure for themselves, right?
That is correct.
Okay, community oriented, and I need to get from that to the question. Okay, stalling tactic. Who is your favorite player character? Nailed it. Actually, that one's not good enough, because we all know it's me. So
I would say my favorite player character is probably Serval. Just had a lot of story potential with her, but I'm also 42 did really well in his first session, so he's definitely up there as well.
What do you think of the party makeup so far? Like we said, we don't have a lot of strength-based people. I think we're all based around.
Yeah, we have 2 artificers, 2 rogues, a bard, and pretty sure that's it.
Are you amazed
So
that we got this far without like a fighter or something?
yeah, kinda. I mean, it helps that I don't really use stats for any of my creatures, so if needed, I can just go, oh, would you look at that? He dropped dead. You can move on now.
Whatever the plot demands.
Exactly. Like in my in the D&D club at school, my players have a pet that I still haven't given them the stats for because I didn't expect them to tame it. So I'm just like, no, I'll take it from here. He leaves.
Is that like I hear that's a common thing in D&D, like people just constantly like deviating from the quest so they can adopt like an NPC or like a monster.
Oh yeah, especially if they like orphan a creature, then they'll adopt the child and just go, all right, this is our goblin child soldier now. I mean, I was in a party once and we adopted a stone brick.
Oh.
It wasn't even alive.
Pet rock.
It was creatively named Bricky.
How long is Bricky still alive or no?
Last the campaign left off, which was a few years ago, it was still intact, so yeah.
Amazing. I'm sure you guys are just keeping it around to get it to like a wizard or sorcerer or something who can bring it to life. Maybe if I write it down, that'll help me format the question. Okay, nailed it. Okay, so upload, you, very community oriented. Do you wish there were more Immersiverse series that were more like that? Because like we said earlier, it's kind of like scripted. There's not a lot of creative freedom. What do you think about that?
I mean, there were a lot of community-oriented things. Like, there was the whole sign-ups with Unfamous and Scratches Elites. I don't think you could really top Unfamous, though, with how community-oriented it was, because, like, everyone appeared in that. But, like, because recently we've just kind of gotten, like, Scratchland, which just uses characters that were either already in those games or characters that were made for it, so you don't get a lot of community input there. And Scratches Elites, those signups were ages ago, so you don't get much there. Chaos Squad, it looks like there's gonna be a bit more there, but again, those signups closed, so it would be cool to see more that gets the community involved again.
Yeah, it's just kind of the community like builds us, right? Like without the community, we're kind of like going nowhere. So it's like fun to be able to involve
I mean,
them.
The Immersiverse kind of exists because of the community. I mean, that's basically the whole point of Unfamous, is that it's the community around the thing that saves the day in the end.
Right. Even if it's like the 8-year-olds. It's like in the studio, right? They're like the 8-year-olds who just made their account. They're like, yo, I'm gonna be part of this next big thing. And it's like kind of obnoxious sometimes, but you're like, oh, that's kind of cool to see. Like they see that we're this big thing, they want to join it. And we were all kind of like...
They're excited.
Yeah.
It's good to see people excited about making things themselves, especially nowadays with so much AI garbage going around.
Right, exactly. It's better than them hating us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm formatting the question. There we go. Let me do the ratio really fast. You're making up like about half of the Immersiverse channel's videos.
Yeah, honestly thought there'd be just a bit more other stuff on that channel, but it does make me want to get upload onto its own channel, just that we aren't bogging down the main timeline stuff.
Right. What do you think would happen if you got your own channel then?
I don't really know. I think we would probably get the same amount of views, but only if, like, the main Immersiverse channel got, like, an announcement on there that was like, oh, this stuff's going there now, or whatever. But other than that, I don't think much would change. So, yeah.
I think, personally, I think it would do pretty okay. It would do pretty well because, like, it's an AU, that's happening after Unfamous. So like the max you need to watch is Unfamous, but then it's also building its own lore. So I think you could just jump in, and actually I think you don't really need to watch Unfamous either, I don't think, because if you just watch Upload by itself, you have a pretty good idea of what's going on. Like, you don't need Unfamous to understand, like, oh, Serval, oh, Hyena's definitely not her sister. Oh, Trojan, he wants to save the world from something. All these other things. I think if it moved, it'd do pretty well.
Yeah, because again, it does like reference other things here and there, and like, yeah, alteration is a pretty big part of it, but like you don't find out much about him from any other Immersiverse stuff, so it's not like you need that information, and you could just like, the only information that's ever said about him is like an immersion where they're like, oh, personification of change, but you can just guess that from his name. So
right.
Yeah, it's all pretty self-contained. I try to make sure that if you haven't seen everything, you can still enjoy it. It's like, because I have this big hatred for just having to catch up on an entire universe of stuff to understand one thing. Like Marvel, oh my goodness, just to watch one movie, like one Avengers movie, they're like, all right, you need to watch Black Panther, you need to watch all the Captain Americas, and you need to watch the Iron Mans. I just want to watch Avengers. It gets tiring, but
right.
So it's good to be able to just jump into something.
Kind of interesting for me because I'm like a letter of the law kind of guy. I'm a total Pharisee. I'm like, oh no, you gotta read all these things, watch all these things. But I think I'm trying to start getting out of that. Kind of like watch this if you want to appreciate it more. Not like you have to watch it to understand, watch it to appreciate. Like, you can survive without it.
Yeah. Like, the new Ninjago show, Dragon's Rising, like, someone could just jump right into Dragon's Rising and they can fully understand everything. Like, but they'll just get more of the references that are here and there if they watch the older stuff.
Right.
But it's not needed to understand the show because it's really just, oh, hey, it's that guy. All right, moving on.
Right.
I feel like we got off topic.
Well, it is a D&D themed episode, so gotta keep with the theming. Okay, so you have all these things from the Immersiverse pumping into Upload. Do you wish there were more like Upload references in the main timeline? I know we're kind of delayed on all the projects and stuff, kind of like working on a bunch of other things. Do you wish there were like Easter eggs or like references to Upload that we could implement, so that way if you did want to mainline it, you'd be like, oh, I have these building blocks here then, so I'm not starting from total ground zero, and people are like, wait, this just kind of dropped out of nowhere.
I mean, I would love to see it. I don't really see how it could like currently easily fit, because like, I mean, like in the main timeline they're like dealing with Nemesis and all that, and I just don't know how you would fit it into all that. But if it could fit in easily, I mean, I suppose I'd be very excited to see it.
Do you have any aspirations for like growing in the Immersiverse or growing the Immersiverse? Or are you just kind of like, oh, I'm fine with my Upload fiefdom over here? Or you're like trying to looking to find ways to kind of give back to the community, sort of? I think it's the best way to put it, maybe.
I think something that I would love to see from the Immersiverse is just, now, like what I'm about to say is like, it's not a goal to like work towards over the years, but it would be cool to be able to see people who aren't coming from scratch be able to enjoy the stuff. Basically, like, you don't need to know much about Scratch to be able to go, oh, this is a good thing. And like, it would just be cool to see.
I think we were talking about going YouTube exclusive, and then I said something like, oh, the Immersiverse can't really survive without Scratch as its base. And
that's why you'll notice with Upload, I don't do a lot that involves like scratch-based things. Like, sure, the Elder sprites take inspiration in their design from some of like the sprites and such, but the main plot has nothing to do with something that is specific to Scratch. It is this guy in a digital world wants to download the world, and that's just able to be understood by anyone coming from anywhere.
Right.
It's not just people from Scratch.
Exactly. Especially with the new kind of like AI thing that Scratch is trying to do. I'm like, maybe we should start pushing off of Scratch then. So like, yeah, like you're doing with Upload, I'm trying to distance myself from Scratch, like in the story, trying to be like a bit more ambiguous and vague about like, what platform are we on? I don't know, it's just the internet, man. It's a digital world. Just accept it.
Yeah, maybe one of these days we'll just re-flavor the Immersiverse beyond just some other generically named coding site, so that we can say the name without feeling like we're being tied to a certain platform.
Itch. Wait, no, that's already taken. Itch.io. Dang it.
Oh yeah.
Looking up synonyms for Scratch. Slatch. There we go. Someone talked to Wazo TV about the domain name.
Would say like, slash could work, or gash, but those sound like more like heavy metal bands than coding sites for kids. And I'm looking at some synonyms here, and man, these would not be good website names. You got obliterate, you got rasp, you got groove. I mean, groove could work, but oh no, that just sounds like you'd have a lot of disco themed stuff. Flay.
Flay?
Oh, here we go.
There's no way that's not an existing domain name.
Yeah, it could actually work. And it's the same number of syllables.
It's what does even do? Oh my god, don't look it up.
Oh, man.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Okay, then.
That's terrible. Cut that out of the recording. Future no one, like, cut that out of the recording. Thank you. Alright. I think this is my end-all question. Or sort of like my... kind of like my last sort of serious one, I think. I'm trying to think of a way to format this that won't get me banned if I post this on the channel. I'll make Robot take away my editor rights.
What is this question? You're getting me concerned now.
Do you think the Immersiverse is good at fostering things like Upload? Like promoting them, trying to give them room to grow, stuff like that?
Well, I don't know about promoting. I mean, that job's just kind of been relegated to Soul, and I mean, she's been doing alright with that. I mean, we've seen the numbers from her Instagram and such. They're pretty good, but there's no way to tell if it's actually getting us more attention. But other than that, I would say it does pretty well. I mean, it exists for one thing. I mean, the fact that we've been able to make it at all is just a miracle on its own.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I just stopped talking.
I was expecting like a Disney speech there for a minute. I was like, oh man, he's revving up.
Oh no, I'm only good at coming up with those kinds of speeches until like way after the fact.
Oh.
Be trying to go to sleep and I can go, dang it, that's what I should have said.
Alright, if you ever do come up with one, just like record it on an MP3 and then send it to me and I'll just patch it into the recording.
It's cool that we've been able to be as successful as we are. I mean, it's hard to tell if people like Upload so far. I mean, you don't really hear much about it except for people who are in Upload, but other than that, we've been doing pretty well. Like, I could talk about how I love being able to use the excuse of just, oh, it's magic, don't question it. But it's also hard to deal with stuff like the more science fiction elements of the Immersiverse, because you have to... Science fiction, you have to like come up with some actual sort of mumbo-jumbo that sounds like an explanation. It's like, oh man. with magic, you just kind of go, all right, yeah, that's the thing, but you can't really do that with science fiction. It's a bit harder to deal with. That's why I find it real difficult dealing with questions about the USB and such. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to explain stuff with this thing.
Say magic is just technology that we can't explain yet, so it's like, just pivot to that. Just be like, oh.
There are franchises out there where there is just actual magic that definitely isn't technology, like Warhammer 40k. Like, there's just demons and such. That isn't some advanced form of technology. That is magic. And like, I have seen a few shows that do the whole, oh, it's not magic, it's just technology. And they did it pretty well, but they still ended up explaining a good amount of it, like where it came from, how it even exists without people being able to explain it. But overall, yeah, they still had to explain stuff in the end. And I don't really like doing that. I mean, I have a hotel run by a lady with a cat slot machine for a head for some reason. Will I ever explain how she has that as a head? No, I won't. And I will keep it that way.
No, we need the Lady Luck one-shot.
If someone else wants to write the lore, then they can. Then run it by me first, because I mean, I don't want someone to go, oh, she's not evil, she's just misunderstood, because I hate it when stories do that. I just want villains to be evil. Like, yes, they can have sad backstories, but they don't need to make the audience go, oh, I don't know who's in the right here. Like I recently watched like the first Wicked movie recently. It was the first time I've ever been exposed to that story. And I'm just sitting there like, I was fine with the Wicked Witch being evil, but it's a good story. Wicked is a good story. It's just, I like having actual villains in a story. Like with Trojan in Upload. Like, yeah, like, he has good intentions and all that, but still, you can point at him and go, that's a bad person.
Right, like Lord Shen in Kung Fu Panda 2. It's like, oh, this guy's like pure evil, and then you're like, kind of get his backstory, and you're like, okay, fine, but like, he did massacre a whole village of pandas. That's still not okay. And the movie's not like, oh yeah, that's definitely not okay. We're saying there were bad circumstances. There were some circumstances in his life that pushed him to do that. Not even pushed him to do that. That made him, that he didn't even make, that kind of influenced him to do it. But we're not saying that's right. And we're not saying what he's doing is noble. We're just saying...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, even Tai Lung in the previous movie, they're like, yeah, he was raised his whole life to do things, but they give him so many opportunities to opt out of what he's doing. But then nowadays, they're like, no villains here. The real villain is the family trauma made along the way. Looking at you, Encanto, I wanted an actual villain from Encanto, but no, they just went, closest thing you'll get is this grandma pushing her family. Then Turning Red exists as a movie. Like, there's hardly even an antagonist there. You can't even point at a concept and go, oh, this thing's bad, because everyone ends up being right to some degree in the end.
I didn't watch Turning Red, so...
I kind of wish I could have that time back. So, I mean, it wasn't really worth a watch, in my opinion. We've gotten off track again.
Well, this is the off-track portion of the show, so...
Yeah, good point.
What's your favorite class to play in D&D when you do it as a player?
I tend to enjoy Warlock a lot, just because it's simple, it's easy to learn. You don't need to think about, alright, I know all these spells, but I only have these prepared. With Warlock, you just know certain spells, and then that's kind of it. And plus, Warlock has the most backstory potential, just because of the specific way you have to get your powers. Because, just from that alone, there's so much backstory there. When other classes are just like, this guy picked up a sword and now he hits things with fit. When Warlock's like, yeah, they made a deal with some kind of being beyond their comprehension. and there's just already a lot of story potential there.
Right. You ever multi-class, or you just go full warlock?
I don't tend to multi-class, I just tend to pick one class and go with it. I mean, the one time I did multi-class, but it was when I was replaying a character I had played as before. And it was my first ever D&D character. So the usual character I play as is this kobold rogue that's just kind of like stealing stuff. But this one time I multi-classed him into barbarian because I thought it would be funny. And it was. Because kobolds are my favorite D&D race. They're just angry little lizard dudes. They're wonderful.
It's with a K, I'm assuming. Holy moly, it's a worm!
Pretty sure their height ranges from like 2 to 3 feet tall. They are very short, and they get angry really easily, and some of them want to be dragons. It's adorable. I mean, like, they're kind of dragons. They're like cousins. They like worship the evil dragon goddess in the lore, but other than that, yeah, like most of them, some of like the inventor kobolds, they have to like craft wings, so if they want to fly, unless like one of them gets blessed by their deity and is just given actual wings, but even then they're still 2 to 3 feet tall.
When do we get the kobold Mr. Grump self-insert in upload?
Only if I like get around to actually drawing that first D&D character I was talking about, because he's a funny fellow. His whole backstory is that he lived in a dungeon with his fellow kobolds, and then he just felt like leaving one day.
Oh.
He's like, alright, goodbye, Ma, I'm off to see the world.
Like, see ya, suckers.
Yeah, I've only made him in Hero Forge, and even then it didn't really come out how I pictured it. But he is the one D&D character I've actually cosplayed as.
How'd that go?
It went pretty well. I mean, there wasn't much to the costume. There was an armor chest piece, there was a red cloak, and a T-Rex mask, because that was the best I could find.
Hey.
Yeah, it worked pretty well.
You go to conventions or like events?
No, I just dressed up like that for Halloween once.
Nice. How'd people like it?
Yeah, they liked it. They didn't know what it was, because not a lot of people around here played D&D at the time. But, I mean, if I wore it more recently, more people would know, so.
And people do that, I think, right? They, like, fully, like, dress up as their characters to get into the roleplay. I'm like,
Sometimes they do that. I'm pretty sure, like, Critical Role, you can find a few instances of them doing that for Halloween and such. Because, I mean, some characters would be very time-consuming. Like, imagine if Magenta went to cosplay as Cascada. Would have to, like, do blue face paint every time. That would take forever.
Those Avatar cosplayers.
And, what other characters would take a while?
I don't think I could reasonably cosplay as no one.
No, just be a no one with human proportions. That would look very not
that sounds terrifying.
Sounds like a cryptid. Like, you just look down an alley and you see humanoid no one staring back at you.
Someone pull up the Hero Forge Noon thing that Magenta made.
Or the Baldur's Gate 3 no one that I made.
I didn't see that one. How did it turn out?
It didn't turn out well at all. Let me see if I can find it again. It was like very early in the upload server.
No one exists only as a plushie. If he ever got human form, I think the world would implode in a desperate bid to save
closest
itself.
You'll get to human form no one is maybe like body pillow no one.
Ugh.
That would be.
Don't give the fan artists ideas. Don't give me ideas. I'm the
I
only
will
one
give
that...
them as many ideas as I want.
No.
I do not fear them for some reason.
Well, yeah, you have that channel in the upload server, so clearly you're the bravest
of
all of us.
I encourage stuff just because I want to see what people do. I am too curious for my own good. I found the I found the no one. All right.
I'm a bit scared.
Here we go. I sent it.
It's me.
Oh, you should have seen the Aoife. That was I used ace paint for the whites of Aoife's eyes, and then just made the eyes all black. Yeah, certain members just don't work well in Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Aoife's like one of the the one party member that's made good traction in the main Immersiverse server.
Yeah, even the cubes.
Yeah, the cubes are one thing that sort of just tie upload to Scratch.
Surely there are platformer games that use that kind of model elsewhere.
Oh, probably made with Unity or something like that. And I need to blow my nose real quick and mute myself.
Yeah, I think he's getting off a cold, and then I'm catching a cold, so he gave it to me. He transmitted a virus. Oh, future Nolan, if you could just insert a laugh track there at that exact moment, that would just be wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I was supposed to... What the hell?
The soundboard!
Why in Scratch are you attacking me?
Why do we have
Those
that?
admin codes have the power to destroy Scratch. I can't let you use them. So you thought.
What are some of these? Wait, what's power?
Power increasing at a steady pace of...
What the heck?
It's sabotage.
The one trace of Alex that can be found.
What's hee hee hee? Oh wait, that's the Earth laugh. Okay, why is a feeling, electricity, and power here?
I know, we probably ran out of ideas.
I feel like there are
I don't know,
much more
what would we
clippable
add?
moments. There's gotta be more clippable moments. There's gotta be a Hector line that we could use.
Probably also clip Serval's various complaining noises from 2 sessions ago. I'm losing track of the sessions at this point.
Serval's no good. Wait, hold on. I can remember. Terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Did you plan all that, just like stacking all the stuff onto Serval's trauma and the Serval trauma?
Honestly, I didn't realize that I stacked it that much. I just kind of went, oh yeah, this is just a good place to have things intervene just because there's so much room in the hotel. I didn't even think that I was just building it up that much. Because, I mean, it was either that or it's in the desert for some reason, and I just kind of figured the hotel that flies around is easier for things to people to encounter than a random town in the desert.
You didn't notice at all? You're like, let's just kind of stack. Okay, what can we do here? Let's see. Her little sister who ran away from home? Okay, that's one. Let's see here. What else do we have planned today? You probably didn't know about the formal wear, but we'll include it anyway. She hates formal wear. We'll put a moth that puts her in formal wear. Okay. What else shall we do today? Shall we have Hyena throw some plates at her? Okay, Hyena throwing plates at her. All right, number 4.
Well, to be fair, I kind of forgot about the formal wear designs until the day of, and then I was like, oh yeah, that needs to happen. You get kidnapped by a moth. And the hyena thing, I mean, honestly, I just kind of... I didn't think you would get Hyena's attention. I thought she would be avoided again, but no. Certain someone decided to sit on her lap for some reason.
Who would do such a thing? Who would do such a thing to derail the entire plot?
I have no idea. I blame Tempo.
And Tempo? Well, he is a bard, so...
Yeah. Actually, no. The 2 people that we gotta blame for everything. Panda and Sandpiper.
Panda and Sandpiper? Oh yeah. They're just eternally stuck in the backpack now.
They despawned.
They're, what's it called? They're Squire's bodyguards.
Yeah.
They're off on the front lines.
Actually, no, they got taken by Labyrinthia already.
Oh.
That could be the explanation. That gets to be the explanation.
2 canon deaths, and they didn't even happen on screen.
Well, yeah, I mean, they barely did anything. Sandpiper didn't even have a character sheet.
He crawled an event after me, I think. Or
Yeah.
did I crawl after him? I don't remember.
You did it first. You do everything first.
He just copied me because he knew who really gets things done on this campaign. You've not been handing out any heroic inspiration because none of us have been role-playing as our characters.
I would have given so many out, but I keep forgetting it even exists.
Please, I need the buffs.
I mean, I definitely would have given 42 one. I would have given Serval one, probably Cascada, definitely Aoife. I don't know about you and Tempo.
My characterization has been so inconsistent.
Oh yeah, oh man, I went, cause we started the campaign, my understanding of Immersiverse No One was, oh, he's the lawyer with the talk show.
Yeah, that got
Because
retconned.
that's what the wiki said, and then, oh man, that was not what we got, and I was very confused. Then you kept referencing characters clearly from No One's backstory, but then refused to elaborate. So I was just sitting there pardon? Who? Okay, that they just won't be involved then. Until you eventually decided to let me in on a bit.
Lore is amazing because it's inconsistent. I always got to keep my audience on their toes by just constantly switching it up.
Yeah.
How else will I make sure they tune into the updates?
I don't know, just making them consistent and exciting.
No. What is this nonsense?
Oh, you're right. I'm speaking out of line.
Yep. This is why. Listen, who has the unspecified yellow role in their bio right now? Who has the yellow role that I can't say during a formal interview? Who has it? Who has the shipping director role? Me. So clearly I know what I'm doing.
And yet I was the first one to make an upload chip.
You were? Oh yeah.
And it's canon.
No, they're in denial, so it doesn't count.
Meanwhile, you're just kind of shipping Hydra with every woman that breathes.
She's the only character I've been role-playing effectively.
Yeah, the only constant we've had on the upload server.
She's the only consistent character. This is amazing. No one being consistent in character. Why did it have to be this one?
I don't know why it did it. You're the one who made the decision. I mean, you probably let her be consistent because she lets you simp for all the women characters with also plausible deniability.
Yep.
It wasn't me, it was my OC.
Yep. How did you know? It's exactly why I made her. I'm like, man, I gotta find a way to make all these thirsty comments, but I can't do it. So we'll have this character here do it for me. It's the whole reason she was brought into upload. Definitely not for lore.
Yes, definitely not.
Certainly not.
And I definitely won't kill her on sight.
What?
It's just kidding, obviously. Or am I?
Grump is smart. He stays out of the drama.
Yeah, the only time I get involved in drama is if people are so loud about it that I just can't ignore it. Basically waking up in the middle of the night to loud noises outside. Cut that racket out there.
Oh, Mr. Grump with the old man energy. He's like, quit making all that racket, you young'uns.
You darn whippersnappers.
I have a friend. He's oh Lord, how old is he now? He's 18. He has such old man energy. I'm like, what the heck? Every time I visit him, I'm like, yo, you need your meds? What's going on? Where's your cane? Should you
Let's
be
get
walking?
you back to bed, Grandpa.
Yeah. Should you be walking without the thing with the tennis balls on them? Come on.
You mean a walking stick?
No,
A walker?
yeah. I thought it was walker, but I'm like, no, that's too obvious. There's no way they call it that. What's that thing? It flies. It flies around. It's like a fly. No, that can't be it.
A flyer.
Why is it called a flyer? It's a piece of paper. It doesn't fly too well unless you drop it out of a plane or something. Maybe because it's meant to go around. It's meant to travel. Wow, this really is a D&D interview. We got so far off track. Where are we?
I ask that to myself whenever I wake up in the morning. I completely forget where I am.
That's a bit concerning, Mr. Grump.
Oh no, it's just I get very groggy in the morning, so I just kind of look around in confusion for a moment.
What happens if you wake up somewhere that you don't recognize? You just like wake up in a hotel on vacation, you're like, what the hell am I?
I don't question it at first. I just assume that I'm at home until I realize the layout's different.
Like, okay, there's a ceiling. That's a good sign. Okay. Walls. Okay, they're all there. Okay. And this blanket looks different. Wait a minute.
Oh no, you're dying. Whatever shall we do?
Grump, you can't let me die. I'm the only one that keeps things interesting on upload. Who
Yeah,
else
that's true.
has the gall to sit on on Hyena's lap?
Worm?
Okay. Okay, buddy.
I'm too curious for my own good. I'm surprised I'm still alive.
Well, you're not a cat, so you've got that going for you.
I could be a cat. This could all just be an elaborate ruse.
I don't know, man. I've seen your YouTube channel. You seemed like a pretty real person. I don't think a cat
CG,
could...
all of it.
Oh, CG.
Clearly.
Man, for a cat, you have crazy blender skills. That is amazing.
Yeah, one would think I have opposable thumbs.
Alright, I gotta head out and make lunch now. This was very nice. Definitely a winding but productive conversation. Thank you for your time, Mr. Grump.
Thank you for having me.
Whoa. That's impossible.
Is your house falling apart or something? I feel like I
Yeah.
just keep hearing things falling over over there.
I'm looking for my walker right now, so I'm just kind of bumping into everything. If you hear a
Well,
crashing noise, it may or may not just be me falling over. Whether or not I can get up, we will find out. So just like, be ready to call emergency services. I don't know where you'd call them to, because you don't know where I live, but...
Yeah, alright. I'll be ready to call America's Funniest Home Videos instead.
oh, okay, I see. Yeah, make a little profit off of it, I guess.
Yes.
I doubt it'll cover the medical bills, but... Alright. Thank you for joining me. I will hopefully edit this. Have a great day, Mr. Grump.
You too.
Brr. What I do with my life. I'm 20 years old. I'm sat in the dining room talking about on a children's coding website D&D session. All the decisions in my life led to this moment, Mr. Grump, and I'm damn glad they did. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Wouldn't change a thing.
What the hell's going on?